In my most recent Nuggets content, I talked a bit about how frustrated that Jokic was after dropping a game to the down bad Wizards, who have been playing some G League level ball this season.
In my country where I'm coming from, after this kind of stretch, you're gonna get a paycheck that is a little bit less than usual. So maybe that's what we need to do. Maybe a little motivation in that way.
Jokic's frustration only confirmed what I had already known, that the load that Jokic was going to be asked to carry every single night would get old, and get old fast if it was resulting in anything less than greatness. I don't think that it's any coincidence that since that sickening L to those down bad Wizards, that the team put together a strong stretch of basketball. Even my guy Jamal Murray has started to look better. While he was largely inefficient against the Kings, they still don't win that game without Jamal Murray's 15 points in the fourth quarter, including his game-winning ice-cold go-ahead basket.
And the buzzer. Murray back to Jokic. Jokic handoff to Murray. Murray pulls the trigger. Yes!
Just look at that emotion that Jokic displayed after that win in Sacramento. When you have one of the best players in the game who is hungry to win, you better feed that appetite, because if you don't, then somebody else will. In the past, Nuggets GM Calvin Booth has vowed to win from within, but now it's rumored that even he has come to terms with his own roster's faults and is getting Jokic the help that he deserves, even if it means paying a dangerous price. But there's nothing dangerous about subscribing to this channel and helping the community grow. So if you enjoy the content, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Now for today's sponsor, Game Time. The guys who are going to make sure that you are getting the best seats possible for as little money as possible. Game Time is focused on togetherness this holiday season, because when you bring people together at live events, the experience is just that much better. With Game Time Picks, bringing people together for a live event is now easier than ever. What Game Time Picks does is it filters out the fluff to only show you incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. And what's awesome is that this is only one of Game Time's many amazing features. Personally, my favorite Game Time feature is their lowest price guarantee. Essentially, Game Time will get you the lowest prices for your seats, or they'll credit you 110% of the difference. You literally can't beat that. Guys, make your lives easier and take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code COOP for $20 off of your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code COOP for $20 off. What time is it? It's Game Time. Thank you, Game Time, for coming through and sponsoring today's content. As badly as I've wanted Nikola Jokic to get a legitimate star teammate, part of me wonders that if a mid-season trade as the team is showing signs of life would be the right time to do something like this, especially when the team's head coach Mike Malone is all about continuity and chemistry. The reason that I say something like this is because yesterday it would be reported that the Nuggets have been inching towards a risk that would drastically change their season. That risk? Trading for the man who has had no market, Zach LaVine. I've been following the Zach LaVine situation very closely ever since he signed that albatross of a contract with the Bulls that left us all wondering what in the world that Chicago was doing. And as much as it pains me to say this, that contract has not aged very well for the Chicago Bulls. The reports of him having no market are sadly far from being made up. If you head on over to Google and then you type in the words Zach LaVine along with no market, then you'll find all of the proof that you need to see that this man has not been valued around the league for a while now. This is something that has frustrated Bulls fans who have been anxiously awaiting a proper rebuild. You can even find evidence of their frustrations and just people tired of talking about the situation on the same Google page. Check it out. There's actually an article from this summer titled, "We Get It, the Bulls Are Screwed." Actually, it's titled, "We Get It, There Is No Market for Zach LaVine or Nikola Vucevic, so now what?" But I mean, that's really not much better, is it? The lack of interest around LaVine hasn't been tied to the fact that he's a Bull. And it hasn't entirely been tied to what he's been able to do when he's on the basketball floor. The lack of interest in him has been tied to his availability concerns, along with that $215 million contract that he signed back in 2022 which of course only amplifies those concerns. When you're paying the maximum amount of money that you can for something, you're sort of expecting what you pay for to work flawlessly and never have any problems. That hasn't really been the case for Zach LaVine in Chicago. Even NBA execs are saying that Zach LaVine's contract sort of boxes you into a corner, which while all of this is true and all of it sucks for the Bulls, as I said in my most recent Warriors content, this gives other teams the chance to get an all-star level shot creator for an unbelievable discount when it comes to what they would have to trade. And this is exactly why these rumors about the Nuggets being interested in LaVine have started to surface, because as we've discussed time and time again, the Denver Nuggets are low on assets. Reportedly, Zach LaVine has become a major part of the Nuggets' recent conversations to strengthen their core around Nikola Jokic. Zach LaVine would give the Nuggets somebody who could lead those ugly bench units that have suffered without Jokic, and when Jokic and LaVine would be playing together, that already deadly offense out in Denver could become even more deadly. Zach LaVine is an explosive and efficient off-the-ball player who, just like Murray, has that microwave aspect to their game, meaning that they can heat up at any given time. But would all of what LaVine brings be worth losing Michael Porter Jr.? Because Michael Porter Jr. would likely have to get traded to match contracts in this situation. Schematically speaking, trading Jamal Murray makes much more sense with the redundant playstyles of Zach LaVine and Jamal Murray. But a Jamal Murray trade just isn't possible right now, seeing as he recently signed his extension. Michael Porter Jr. is 3 years younger than LaVine. He's also 5 inches taller than him, making him an ultra-rare sniper, more of a rebounder, and more of a rim-protecting presence, something that Jokic desperately needs. And to top it all off, you're never going to catch Michael Porter Jr. complaining about his touches. The chemistry is already there. Honestly, I'm just trying to give you guys both sides of the coin here, because there are both pros and cons to making a massive move like this for a player like LaVine, as the team is showing signs of life. There's no way to hide from it. There are some serious questions that would have to be answered if the Nuggets did trade for LaVine. What would happen to Christian Braun? Would Peyton Watson be ready to be a full-time starter? Are the Nuggets going to find a way to get more size? These are all valid questions that would all need answers. If I were the Nuggets, I don't think that I'd make a trade that included MPJ right now, unless I had something bigger planned, which the Nuggets just might. But if my big plan fell through and the ship started sinking around the time the trade deadline came around, then keep me away from that panic button, because I might just close my eyes and push it in an attempt to shake up the roster. I'm usually not super impulsive when it comes to building around stars, and I don't want to get reckless, but I do want Jokic to be maximized. Even Michael Porter Jr. admitted before this season that this could be their last hurrah together if they don't get their stuff together and win a chip. Talk about being a realist. Now, apparently the Nuggets have been showing interest in these players too. Jordan Poole, Jordan Clarkson, DeAndre Hunter, Cam Johnson, Jonas Valanciunas, and Brandon Ingram. Guys, I'm sick. Now, while they have shown interest in other players, it is being reported that their interest in Zach LaVine remains the most significant. For some reason, Booth and this Nuggets team being interested in Jordan Poole is hilarious to me. Poole is legitimately having a great bounce back year, but I know that the 39 that he gave Denver is playing a large part in that interest, if it is in fact true. But enough about Poole though, let's focus on the Nuggets' interest in Cam Johnson, because there is something very interesting going on there. With Cam Johnson, it's being reported that they're trying to acquire another wing in the same deal. Evan Sidery mentions that DFS and Bojan Bogdanovic could both be potential additions to any Cam Johnson deal for the Nuggets. Cam Johnson and Jokic, are you kidding me? That would be a glitch. Cam Johnson would for sure average over 20 with him, while giving you better perimeter defense than MPJ does. As for that potential addition of DFS, this guy is your textbook 3-and-D player who could be viewed as a KCP replacement. we might not be needing that panic button after all, because I'm kind of liking these Cam Johnson deals. I'm still not in the trade MPJ camp right now, but I can admit that these deals revolving around Cam Johnson do have some serious potential as long as the Nets aren't asking for too much. The streets are saying that we could be seeing them ask for at least a first rounder and a good prospect, or 2 first-round picks outright, but we'll see about that. In the comments below, let me know what you guys would do if you were the Denver Nuggets. Would you be looking to make a big move? Would you be looking to make a small move? Or would you just be looking to stay the course? Anyways guys, there's some more going on in the basketball world right now that I need to be covering. Clicking the video on the screen right now is a great way to support this channel. I'm GetLikeCoop, bringing you guys the scoop until our next upload.